Hi friends, Suzanne here. Welcome to another Wild Card Wednesday video. This is the second one for today because I owed you one from last week. So for today's project, I am featuring the stamp set called Create with Friends. It's new from the annual catalog, has a beautiful scripty font and a nice typeset as well. I'm going to be using my blending brushes because that is by far my favorite tool of late anyway. So I have a non-porous surface here that I'm working on. I'm also using a piece of paper here to sort of scrub off the edges of my blending brush. So when you rub ink on those edges on your brush, sometimes you catch the edge, and even though it's a rounded brush, you could like get some marks going. So that's what I have noticed. So as I ink up my brush, I will sort of rub off the edges on that piece of paper. I may tap onto the non-porous surface, which is my laminated grid mat here, and then I will apply gently the ink to my paper. So I started off with Blushing Bride, and I did sort of go in from the edge. I just didn't put my brush down in the center. I started off to the side and sort of moved my way to the middle. I wanted it to be softer in the middle and then more and more poignant as it, or more and more filled with color as I move out. So the colors I used are, there was 4 star colors in this card, and it created my all-time favorite color. So if this is funny, if you notice, if you remember your Crayola crayons, and there was one crayon in the bunch that was violet. It's by far my favorite color, like hands down, even over top of the blues and my So Saffron. I just have a favorite color in every shade of the rainbow, but you know, this mixture is amazing. So it starts off with Blushing Bride in the center. Then I move to Polished Pink around, and then I move to Fresh Freesia. Then I go to Gorgeous Grape, and then at the very end, at the very edge, it is Night of Navy. So when you have this much ink going on, and this is just a regular basic white cardstock, so I am loading a lot of ink on there. The non-porous surface underneath is helping it not to dry out too quickly, even though it's very warm in my apartment. It is allowing that ink, like the ink's not going to dry just while you're doing this. Very much anyway. So you are going to be able to switch back and forth through colors, and I have not cut anything really out of this process. I have sped it up because it takes a long time. So this is 4 times as fast as I would normally go as a human being. But you can see what I'm doing. It looks like poop right now. It does not look fabulous. You have to work it. You have to blend. This is a labor of love. I don't do this kind of card very often because people say that they don't get the same result as I do. Perhaps they don't have the same level of patience. I hear it all the time. One of my girlfriends from Texas, she was like, and this is when I used to do sponging. She said, I can't do it the same way you do, but she learned that it takes time, and it might take 25 minutes to get the right blend. As you can see, I'm going back and forth through my colors. Now I'm putting back on the Fresh Freesia, and I'm layering that color up. I'm trying to move, I'm trying to blend. The Night of Navy was a very dark color. I wanted it just around the edges, and then I want it to sort of blend evenly to the center. That very center portion, I want to try to keep as light as possible. And I actually went even heavy-handed with this. I wanted to keep it lighter than I did. So that is my finished blending. I have just a little, it's a small dish of water. This is a size 6 brush, so it's a very small brush tip. I'm just flicking on the water like I would flick it off an ash from a cigarette. So tap, tap, tap. And I let it sit there. Then I came in with a towel and I sopped up some water. Then with my heat tool on setting 1, which is the drying side, I just wanted to heat the colors, heat the ink and tried to dry it. So it's dried now. I've put it into my Stamparatus. I'm inking my word, my typeset word that says your, with Memento Tuxedo black ink. That is my bleached out chamois. And then I have inked up the word amazing, and I'm stamping that on top of my blended piece. So it says you're amazing, which it's so apt, this beautiful colored piece of, or blended piece of card. So I'm putting adhesive on the back, and then I'm going in, and I'm attaching that right to my colored, or my basic white card base. I like to have it folded first, and then I would attach, and I'm going to make sure it's a little bit warped from the water and the drying and the inking. It will dry straight. I always start off with a quarter panel so that I can cut off the excess, because there's nothing worse than having this page that is too small for your card front. And then, so I did cut a little strip off, but then I just added it to the inside of the card. How cool is that? No wasted effort here. I love this color. Are you not loving it? So I put on, this is the first time I used these embellishments. They are called Silver and Clear Epoxy Essential dots. They pick up the color of whatever you're using. Then I came in with my stitch rectangle and I put mono adhesive, or just glue, on the back. And I wanted a little bit of contrast with this beautiful colored piece. I felt like it needed just somewhere that your eyes can rest. And it worked perfectly. And then I put Wink of Stella all over that frame. So you can see how awesome that that card looks now. I love the little frame edition. You didn't have to put it cattywampus. You can put it on regular if you want. Anyway, you can see all the supplies I used today listed below in the video See More section, or in the supplies section of my blog. The links will take you to my Canadian online store. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.